What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. It's Lydia. Thanks for tuning in for another day of Curlsmas. If you're not hip to what I'm doing, I'm basically doing Curlsmas, which is where I post curly hair videos every single day until Christmas. So it's my version of Vlogmas. But either way, if you couldn't tell by the title for the video today, I'm basically going to be giving my tips and product recommendations for high porosity hair. Yesterday, I gave all my tips for low porosity hair, but I didn't want, my high porosity ladies to be left out. So I figured, today would be the perfect day to do it. So don't mind my location, don't mind my outfit. I literally have just been on a plane all day. I just got back from Atlanta, and now I'm home. So let's just get right into the video. So high porosity hair tends to lose moisture very quickly just because the hair cuticle tends to be highly raised or even chipped, and because of that you want to try to get as much moisture and use as heavy products as possible. So first off, it would be to use like a heavy oil. So my recommendations would be to use a castor oil, a coconut oil, or a olive oil, just because those tend to be a little bit heavier, and you can usually tell the difference between lighter oils and heavier oils just by the way if you turn the bottle upside down, whichever one takes longer to get to the base of the bottle, well then that's clearly the heavier oil because it's a lot thicker, and that's exactly what you want. You want a thick oil that will help seal in whatever style you're doing to your hair, and that way it can keep in and lock in as much moisture as possible. And if I were to recommend a good coconut or olive oil in general, personally, any of the ones that you can get on Amazon are fantastic. I know they're one, really affordable and really cheap. Now has a really great one. I use this other castor oil, not necessarily to seal in my hair, but for hair growth. So girls with high porosity hair, you're kind of doing 2-in-1. You're bringing moisture into your hair and you're promoting your hair growth. So that's just another thing to keep in mind. So now you know that you should be using heavier oils, but you should also be using heavier butters or leave-ins or creams in your hair as well whenever you're styling with it. So if you're doing the lock method, for instance, have a good leave-in, have a good oil, have a heavy thick oil, and then have a good heavy cream to really seal in that moisture as well. So the two creams slash butters that I would recommend is, one is by Eden Body Works, and it's their coconut souffle type cream. It's really rich, it smells really good, and it has that heavier weight to it, so it'll give you exactly what you want in terms of moisture. And then a more affordable one is the Cantu coconut curling cream. I think it's less than $5, and it pretty much does the same thing. As you can tell, coconut is the main ingredient in it, and like I said, with the oils you really want to use heavier oils like castor or coconut or even olive oil. Now for high porosity hair, it has a tendency of being protein deficient, so my recommendation would be to get a really good protein treatment and use that in your hair at least once a month, maybe twice a month. My product recommendations in terms of a really good protein treatment, one is super easy and super cheap. It's avocados. So if you just slice open an avocado, mash it up and put it in your hair, let it sit in for a little while and then rinse it out, your hair will thank you later. And then the second one would be the olive oil replenishing conditioner. That one is very affordable. You can get it at like any drugstore, and it really does do the job. And if you notice, olive oil is one of the main ingredients in the product, and that's one of the main oils that are probably really good for high porosity hair, so just keep that in mind. And then my other recommendation would be to use the Shea Moisture high porosity line. They have a really solid deep conditioner that could be really beneficial to high porosity hair types. So lastly, I just have two tips that may be pretty helpful for high porosity hair. One being that since high porosity hair cuticles are already open and you more so have to worry about closing them off, when you deep condition your hair or anything like that, you don't really necessarily have to worry about putting hot water or using excess amount of steam or even a deep conditioning cap, just because your hair cuticles are already naturally open. You can still use a deep conditioning cap if you want, but it's not 100% necessary. And then second, when you're washing your hair, I really would recommend doing cold water rinses. Yesterday I had mentioned for low porosity hair how that isn't really necessary, but for you all, it's a must. Really, when you're done showering, rinsing out your hair, all that good stuff, just flip the water to be really cold. I know it's gonna suck because, you know, cold showers suck, but your hair will thank you later. I definitely recommend it, even if that means just taking some cold water in a water bottle spray and just spraying it all over your hair right when you get out of the shower, just so you don't have to get your whole body freezing cold. That's something that I would definitely recommend for you all. And yeah, so those were my product recommendations and tips for high porosity hair. I hope you learned something and you found it useful. Comment down below if you have any other tips or anything like that for high porosity hair, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Also, the subscribe button is down there. You're more than welcome to click it if you want, but only if you want to. I love you if you do. I won't hate you if you don't. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video of Curlsmas. Peace.